Hey folks, so I know I just did a video on packing in this bedroll and getting that ready for the winter car pack. So I figured I'd better show you what I decided to carry the rest of the winter, because once again tomorrow they're talking about it dropping down to 10 degrees overnight and maybe 3 inches of snow, which isn't bad for February, but it's still good to be prepared because they're talking about ice mixed in with it, because right now it's lightly raining, because today it got up to 57 degrees and then it's going to drop again. So February is just always iffy. So anyway, just to repack all this, I'm going to keep my shovel. I would like to either make one or something to put this in so it's not so sharp touching the backpack, but this is good to have. Any type of shovel, you can carry comfortably. I think I tightened this up too much. Yeah, I did. There we go. So even though it's a couple pounds, no big deal. It's just nice to have because you can fold this thing up, and then it'll be very compact. So if I had like a nice canvas case for this, maybe my daughter can make one. She's getting good at sewing.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll put that in the bottom because I don't use it that often. And then, because remember, this is a winter emergency car backpack. It's not something I'm going to use stuff every day out of it. So I have an extra knife. This thing's big enough to cut with. It's thick enough to baton with. So it's not something I use every day. So that can go in there just as a backup. And then same with this knife, this hatchet. This is nice cover that slips on over this hatchet. Not something I use every day, but I like this one. I got at a Army surplus store, and it's got a nice rubber grip on it, and it came with a nice cover and a belt loop. So that one can go into the bottom too. Let's see, now to go along with that, I have a nice sharpener, and that's good for axes and knives. And this is just a pouch I had laying around. I don't even know what used to go in there. Some sort of electronic device, it looks like. But this puck fits perfectly in there. This puck has a couple latches there. You could make a loop out of it, or you can put it on your belt. So keep that in there. And then one kind of odd thing that I don't know, not everybody keeps in their backpack, but I do, is a pair of binoculars. These are a little bit larger than some people like, because a lot of people are like, well, you need room for other stuff, or you need to not have it so heavy. But these are a little bit more powerful than the small ones I have, so I don't mind carrying these around, because when you think about it, it's just maybe a pound or so. And there's an extra pouch in here. Can't really show you because that'd be too long of a video, but that fits right down in there. Now what's cool is, to go with those binoculars, I did get a chest strap that you can hook the binoculars to, and so instead of having the string pull on your neck, you can have a chest strap to let the binoculars hang off of it. Now this is something I didn't even have to buy. My company gave us gifts, and I was with them for 5 years. So one of the gifts I figured I'd take is this Nikon. It's a cool shot. It's a distance finder. Most people use it for golf, but I've used it out hunting and hiking before, where you can point it at a tree and it'll tell you how many yards or feet or whatever you are from there. So I'm like, well, if you're out hiking or hunting or anything or have an emergency, this is a good way to see how many yards something is away from you. So that will go right in with my binoculars. And that barely takes up any room. Alright. So, I'm not going to show you all the pouches in here, that'd take too long. But there are certain pouches I'm keeping the stuff in. And here again, I'd like to get protective cases for this. But headlamp, always essential. Hands-free light. Put that in there. Flashlight with the sheath is awesome because it has a belt loop on it. Put that guy in there. Are you seeing everything okay?
Yeah.
So we got that in there. And here's this a random light I came across over the years that can clip on pockets, or it's magnetized too. It can click on your metal hood or whatever. So I do like to carry this one around. I don't even know who makes it. It was given to me as a gift, but it's been cool.
Did it come in a box that showed it?
No, I was just given it to him by my brother. And he's like, hey, I've got these from work. So I don't even know where he got them. But he had one, I had one. So it's been nice. So we've used it a lot. And then here's another one. I did buy this one. It has a bunch of different light modes, but it comes with its own stand, which is cool. Can you see that okay? How it stands up, but also you can put it on your bill and turn it on, so that's pretty nice. So we'll put that in there. And then I always carry extra batteries. Now I try to keep all my lights with the same type of batteries. So all these are these AAAs. So you can just throw this brand new pack of AAAs in with these lights, and that works out perfect. And then I always carry an extra pair of glasses. I do like to wear safety glasses. You know, if you're out there and let's say it's nighttime, but there's a crazy blizzard blowing and you're trying to do stuff in it, safety glasses will keep the snow from getting in your eyes. So we'll put them in there too. And then as far as tools, this is one of my favorites, Mora. I was hesitant on whether I should keep this in here or not because I use Mora a lot. But I was like, well, I've got other small knives that I use just for dirty work that I don't mind beating up. The Mora's a very nice knife that I don't want to beat up too much. That can go in there. And the same with the other Bowie knife I put in there. It's not a true Bowie, but it looks like one. I'll carry that in there because I carry this cold steel knife. This is for everyday work. It's the SRK. And so this one I'm not going to bury in the backpack. This one I'll keep more accessible. So that one we'll keep out. But we'll put the antler handled Bowie in there and then the Mora in there. And then I always have some sort of multi-tool, and it doesn't matter which one, Gerber, Leatherman, whatever, but the main thing you want is some sort of pliers and some sort of cutting device. Those are the two main things you want in a multi-tool.
Is there a ruler in that one too?
Yeah, there actually is. But I always look for pliers and cutting utensils first.
Like a knife in one of those tiny...
Yeah, a good knife, a decent knife.
Yeah, that's small inside of it.
And then, not everybody carries these, but I like them. These are more of a razor type knife. It's a utility blade, but there's times when you need a razor, like a super razor sharp knife for cutting. So I always keep one of these in my pack. And then this is just an extra type of knife, no big deal, but it's good to have that in there. And then this one, this was an old U.S. Army knife my dad gave to me. It's a pocket knife, but it's got your typical items, bottle opener, knife, you know, whatever, can opener. So I keep that in there, and I usually keep these lanyards around these hooks, because you can attach them to, you know, any type of, oh, I don't have any on this side. Here we go. Like this. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. So you can just put them on there and access them whenever you want. So in this front compartment I have a lot of my tools and knives and whatnot, which leads me to, it's always good to have some sort of duct tape, and got a camouflage and a black. You want to get more of the all-weather or weatherproof ones, because there's some cheap gray ones I bought because they're on sale, but they don't last worth a darn. And so you can put them in here. No, you don't need this many, but I'm no hardcore like ultralight carrier. I'm not gonna say you only need enough duct tape around your lighter to make it through the night. You know, it doesn't matter. Carry what you can carry. I'm putting this in a vehicle, and if I have to carry this bag is not going to weigh more than 40 pounds.
Yeah.
I think I can handle it. I'm big enough that it's not going to bother me, and I'm just going to carry what I want. So carry whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah. And
carry what you think you need, but this is what I'm carrying. You know, it just seems like too many people online and YouTube and all that, they're competing with how light they can get their bag. They're competing with, you know, like, well, I'm carrying this instead of this. Just carry what you can carry, what you can afford, what you feel comfortable with, what you know how to use, and what you can afford.
And do you have a big bag so it'll work?
Well, yeah, it's a big bag, but what I'm not talking about is how big it is. It's what you can handle. I can carry a lot. All right, I can walk through the woods carrying a lot of weight on my back. I've done it before. So you have to know yourself first. You have to know what you're comfortable with. So just carry what you're comfortable with, carry what you can afford, and carry what you're used to. But no matter what, carry something, so you have some preparations for whatever, whether it's summer, fall, winter, anything like that. And then in this same tool compartment, again, there's a nice lanyard you can attach this to, but just some cordage. Throw that in there. And then in this next compartment, you definitely want to have some sort of shelter. Heavy duty garbage bags are nice and flat and easy to compress. You can put that in there. And you know, I debated on this pack of emergency blankets or not, and an emergency poncho. If I have room, I might put this in, but I think a better bet for me would be this full emergency blanket, and that would go right along well with my tarps and sleeping pad here. So there's a pocket in here that this fits perfectly in. So like I said, if I end up having room for this, why not throw this whole pack in? But right now I'm not sure about this, because I've got rain poncho, emergency blankets, and more emergency blankets. This is just a good way of storing it. And if you wanted to, you could throw this in an extra bag in your car too. It doesn't matter. It's your car. But especially with winter, a really good thing you want to have is a good fire kit. This one, like I said, I don't carry a whole lot in here. This is just for the car, but there's an entire fire kit in here. And then I've got an extra batch of matches, and I've got all these side compartments I can put stuff like this in. Now something like this I want to keep readily available where I can access it, because you know, this one,
Once you get the flame, it's hard to blow out.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm out of fuel. So that's always a good lesson. Make sure you've got fuel in there. But in this little pack, we got backup lighter and backup matches. And in this same backpack, you could put a bottle of butane refill, which I think I'm going to do because I don't remember the last time I filled that lighter up. So this one I'd keep in one of these pouches here. I'm not sure where yet, just for easy access. And then, you know, we already talked about in the last videos carrying a water bottle. This one comes with a carrying lanyard. You can either store this in or out of your backpack. If it's out hanging on your backpack and you're walking, it's definitely going to make a lot of noise. So that's up to you where you want to put it. But always have something like this in there. And this has some belt loops. We've seen it in other videos. It's I guess you'd call it a mess kit. You've got a bowl, a thermos, and silverware all wrapped up in one. So I definitely like to carry this with me, whether it's winter, summer, or fall. This one always goes with me.
Like we went camping in the cabin in like spring or summer when it was changing to summer, I think.
Right in the summer, and we use this for the chili we made.
Yeah, because we forgot our bowls.
Yep. And this probably can go in with some of the clothing, but hot hands, super warmers, you know, some sort of hot hands, some sort of hand warmers is always good. Now, this is another thing you can carry year round, but you know, it's good to have some sort of water filtration. These are water cleansers. The water tablets won't get rid of toxins, but they'll get rid of bacteria and viruses, where the Life Straw will actually filter more. So, you know, some sort of water filtration. And this is kind of bulky, but it's going to be in my vehicle. I'm not carrying it around, but if I am stranded and I do get a fire going, I'm going to want some coffee. It fills you up, it heats you up, and it definitely wakes you up. So some sort of instant coffee. Normally I try to find little packets of it, but this was on sale and this is what I had at the moment. But some sort of instant coffee would be good. And you know, that'll fit right inside there too. And then speaking of filling up, you know, it's good to carry some sort of instant cooking or instant food. You can cook this in boiling water. You got noodles and whatever else. These things, they're probably not the most nutritious for you, but they taste good. I've had them, and if you're stranded somewhere and you got a fire going, you're hungry, this will be awesome to put in there.
Now that you said noodles and stuff, I'm kind of hungry for them.
I am too. What I really do like carrying around is nutrient-dense products, and here's beef sticks, regular. There's a ham stick in here. There's even some herring fillets. Those are going to give you a lot of calories. That helps, you know, keep you going and stave off hunger. So those are good to carry. And then you can also, like here, I've got some beef soup. There's some onion soup. There's packets of tuna. Usually I like to carry a couple energy bars. Anything that is easy to prepare. And that way, you know, it's nutrient dense. You don't want to carry Rice Krispies or Sweet Tarts and expect that to tide you over, because sugar burns up like this, and then you crash, you get tired, and you're hungry again. You want something that'll sustain you, and is healthy as you can get. You know, our beef jerky and stuff, the healthiest things in the world? Probably not, but it's healthier than sugar. That's for sure. So I'll carry beef sticks over a candy bar any day, no matter what. Yeah. And I don't care what people think about sugar highs. You're going to crash after that.
Yeah, and Rice Krispie treats and stuff, they're made for, like, kids' birthday treats at school.
Yeah, not for keeping you less hungry when you're stranded somewhere or camping. And the thing I try to do with a bag like this I keep in the vehicle, I can use this for camping or hiking or being stranded. Anything. We can even go on impromptu picnic and be like, oh, we didn't bring anything to eat. Let's just have some beef sticks and a soup. You can use this for anything. But when it comes to wintertime, you want extra fire for sure. Extra fire starting material. You want extra clothing. You want, just a little bit extra for everything. And which brings me to the most important thing that I'll end up putting on top. But in here, I could probably squish this out more. I tried compressing. I've got 2 pairs of socks, winter socks, and I've got those heat locker gloves because those will be good for keeping your hands warm in any type of emergency.
Yeah.
And then I did end up picking this ski mask style thing over the other ski mask because this is more versatile and I don't use this all the time, where the other ski mask that covers the face with the holes in the mouth, I use that more. So this one can be stowed away.
And that one, like if you're in the freezing cold, like it's really, really cold, that thing is really warm.
This is actually a lot warmer because I get hot if I wear this and I'm walking. Like if I'm hunting with this, it gets so hot. So this thing is super warm. It's definitely a fleece product, but that's super warm.
Yeah.
So I'd rather leave this for an emergency. And just to always have, there's a couple different types of handkerchiefs / bandanas. Those are good to keep in your vehicle.
Yeah.
And even though I have a winter pair of gloves in there, one thing I always like to keep is some sort of work glove. And even though this isn't going to keep your hands really warm, but if you're touching ice, it'll protect your fingertips, and it has this protective layer on the outside. So if you have to do work on a vehicle, around the vehicle, and you throw these on, you're going to keep that ice away from your naked hands.
Yeah.
So any type of thinner work glove is good to keep in your backpack because there's been plenty of times I've thrown these on, got the job done, then I whip on a pair of winter gloves to warm my hands back up.
But that's not what those are made for. Since they have the cool protection, it's made for boxing.
You can use it, but these are actually more of a mechanic style. And what it's supposed to do is, let's say you're pushing on a wrench and you slip off the wrench and you hit the metal, which I've done before. You can slice your knuckles open, and I've had some pretty good. They call them knuckle gashers, knuckle busters. So these are supposed to help you when you're working. But yes, they do look like boxing gloves too.
Yeah.
And they do make what they call assault gloves that have actual hard bumps on them. That if you had to punch something or somebody, it would hurt more. But I just stick with mechanics gloves.
Yeah.
And then, again, the scarf. And then, I should have showed this, but folded on the bottom of this backpack is a wool blanket.
Oh.
And then what I would do is fold this on top and cover the last thing with the wool blanket. That way you have 2 wool blankets in your vehicle ready to roll. And this thing, I covered up with this last night because I haven't used it very much. And I was like, well, I'll just sleep in it. I got so hot. I had to take it off. So this thing is nice. So the wool is really good for keeping you warm. So at least keep 1 wool blanket in there per person of your family.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, that's just some ideas I wanted to throw at you because it felt kind of weird just leaving my sleeping pad video hanging out there.
Yeah.
But this is actually what I decided because I had the other 2 videos. I had tons of options. I narrowed it down to this, and even though I didn't pack it all because I was in a hurry, I'll go through and repack it, and this will all fit in this bag, and then I'll be organized and ready to roll. And you don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about any of the food freezing because I carry this bag inside and outside as I get out of the vehicle. It's kind of like bringing your gym duffel bag in after you worked out, or your school backpack after you went to school. This is something, if you're going to keep food products in there, especially if there's liquids in there, bring it in and out. And especially this day and age, there's been a lot of, not here, but like 3 streets down, there's been some break-ins in vehicles and whatnot. So you have to consider that too. So I know some guys I know, they're like, well, I keep it in there so I can just take off in the car anytime I want. But in my opinion, I'd rather keep it in here and keep it by the door, so if I have to leave in a hurry, I can. But this way, it's just something I bring back and forth. That way, it's always with me.
What about that?
Oh, thank you. This is one of the more important things that I saved for last because it goes on the outside here. Good thing she reminded me. Medical kit, always have some sort of medical kit. And this thing's nice. It velcros right on the side and it tears right off when you need it. And then to secure it in place, there you go. Then you zip everything up, you're ready to go. So I know I didn't do it here, folks, but if I had time, I would fill all these up, everything, organize it, clip things where I need it, and then put it in my vehicle. But this was like, I had so many items to choose from. I was just in kind of a hurry to show you what I decided to keep. And then off camera, I'll organize it and pack it all in and be done with it. But this will get me through the rest of the winter, especially crazy February and early March. So we'll go from there. But thank you for watching. As always, thanks for all the subscribers. We really got quite a few, and we appreciate it. We appreciate all the views and all the shares that you do for us. And we'll just go from there. We'll see what the next video is. This is Hello the Camp, over and out.